series, and today again we are going to continue our React.js journey. As I have told earlier, today also I am going to give the attendance sheet at the end. And yesterday 10 people filled the attendance sheet. I'm really happy that if I will check, maybe many of them are from the CSS beginners to advanced and JavaScript beginners to advanced certificate team. And I have told them earlier that they might get access to my upcoming 1.5 month long boot camp, which is my main thing. So they get access to that, but they have to complete an assignment after this series. So this series will end in 5 days, and I'm going to teach you all about React.js class-based component. And class-based component started yesterday, and I think today and tomorrow also class-based component will go, and then the hook-based will go for 2 days. So that is the thing; it will go like that. And so let's get started with day two, because some people might be asking that why class-based component, why not hook-based component. So class-based component are real still today. They are real and they are being used everywhere. Hook-based component came in around 2020, and class-based component have not gone anywhere. Good evening, Aditya. So it's nice to see you. Okay, so good evening. And the people who are watching it on LinkedIn, watching the stream on LinkedIn or the other platform like Facebook, please do come to my YouTube channel and watch this, because I will give the attendance sheet here only. And if you are watching it, you won't be able to do it. In fact, in LinkedIn I have put the YouTube link also in the first comment, so you can come here and watch it here. And then you are able to, even if you are new here and you do this all 5 days, and you get a nice React participation certificate from me. And React is everything. Okay, so React is everything. So you all know, means React is the most hottest thing today. So that is it. And let me write it here. Attendance sheet will be given at the end. Okay, so like this. Okay, so let me share my screen now. Share my screen too. Okay, so this was something which we created yesterday, and this is the code and all. So all this code I'm thinking to once the I have not yet pushed it, so I'll push it once your class base is done. And for hook base, I'm going to create different things. So still it is going on. Maybe on day 3 I'll push. Okay, so this is there, and we have this. So today we'll start with the destructuring. Okay? So we don't need the counter for destructuring. Actually, we need these classes which we created yesterday, this greet thing and welcome, these things we need. So let me do one thing. So we'll destructuring is a small concept, not that big. And this is a type of a temporary concept in React.js. But if you think you will not learn it, it is like that. If you're going to work in a team, you are going to see that almost every developer is going to use it, and then you will be left behind and you will not be able to understand it. So let's do the destructuring. Let's do, and it is a bit different for a class-based component and a functional component. So let us first do for this functional component. Okay, so this if I come back here, so is it running? Sometimes I don't know why this you have to do this refresh. I think it is running, but see sometimes I think this things happens with React. Okay, so yeah, so it is showing now. All these things are showing. Okay, the HR is also showing. It's okay. So this we have like so what is destructuring? Destructuring, as I've told, is the short form. We don't suppose I don't want to use this props. I want to use the shortcut. So how to do? So there are two ways to do destructuring. First, instead of this props, I'll directly do the destructuring. So this props, I have two type of props. One is a name props, one is a children props. So I'll come here and I'll do here. So this is object destructuring. So that's why I told it ES6 is very, very important. Okay, so this is there, and this is name comma children. Name comma children will be there as. And now I have destructured these props with name comma children, and let me remove this also, and I can directly use this name here and the children here. Okay, so this is how destructuring is. Save it, and you won't see any difference here, and you won't see any difference. So it is there. So this is method number one. So there is method number two in functional component also, functional component only. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it back to props. and both of them are used equally. Okay, so and we are going to do proper object destructuring here. So const, as I've told earlier, that props is an object. Okay, so this is there, and name equal to props. Okay, so like this, save, and like again nothing will be happening, so it will be same. So this is known as your the destructuring for a functional component. Now we will do for the destructuring for a class based component. So let me also do this. Okay, counter I don't need right now. Okay, so this welcome also I will comment it out, and now let me go to the welcome. And the class-based component, destructuring is only one type of destructuring is there for the class-based component, and that destructuring is like because I'm not getting anything like in a parameter and all, so that's why we have only one kind of destructuring, and that is the second way of destructuring, which is this thing. So again, I will come here and I will do it here, and it's always go inside the render method. It will go inside the render method. Okay, it will go inside the render method, but we don't have this. This props is not there. We have this dot props. So actually it is much better in class-based destructuring, because we are going to remove these two things. Okay, so it will become much more shorter and much more easier to do. So this is like this. So this is much more better in class, but generally you find that developer will use it in both of them. So if I go back, nothing will change and I will get no error. So these are known as destructuring. So we have briefly learned about the event handling, and there was an issue in React because of JavaScript. I have told that issue was there. Okay, so let us see. We have seen that bind method to solve that issue. You remember, I think in the counter we have shown, and we've seen this bind method to solve that issue. So actually there are three more ways to solve this issue, and we are going to see the three more ways and the more modern ways. So this is a bit older way, and it used to be used in around 2015-16, but there are more modern way with the arrow function. So we are going to see them. Okay, so let me go back and let me do one thing. Comment everything out. Okay, comment everything out, and we are going to create something. Okay, so let us create something as a new function, basically event bind. We could have used the counter thing, but it's okay. So let us do that. This something new. So RCC, it is sport default event bind there, and then this is there. Okay, so now again we are going to have the same kind of thing, and then let me have a h1 here, and let me have a r here. Constructor this dot state, a message of hello world is there, and then h1 is this dot state dot message, and there will be button, of course, and we will face the issue with the button. As you all know, the button is there, and it will be click on click equal to this dot handle click. Handle click I will have, and then I will have this handle click here, handle click this dot set state, and message is hello JavaScript, because this problem is caused by JavaScript. Okay, so just like this I will have, and again I will do, I think event bind, no, I didn't did it. The event bind I didn't did it, so I'll do import the event bind. Event bind I will import, save it, come back here, event bind is there, and if I inspect it, console or inspect whatever is there, I think I will click it, and I will get the error here. Okay, I'm getting error, can't access properties, set state, this is undefined. Earlier we used to get some error here, I don't know, React have changed something. Okay, so we are getting the error in the console, but anyways we are getting the error. So it is also telling that set state, this is undefined. This is a very good error message actually. This is undefined. Actually a lot of things changes, means every time React changes a lot of things. Okay, so why it is coming like this? So if I go back here, this is undefined. So as I've told, that this keyword is a problematic in JavaScript. This is not the React issue. This is the issue of React. Issue of not React. Issue of JavaScript, because this is actually, if I come here and let me clear it, click. See, this is undefined actually. This keyword itself is undefined because we are not binding it to the set state here. So if you want to learn more about it, I have some tutorials also for this keyword, and you can go through it and demystifying this in JavaScript. And yeah, there is a good tutorial on my channel, find it out. Okay, so we have some methods to solve this issue, so we are going to see those methods. And we have already seen one of the methods, that bind method we have already seen earlier. So there are some other methods are there, and the best method is like, you can just learn the best method, it is there in with arrow function. I'm just telling the secret, and you don't have to even learn about all the other methods, you just apply those then, that thing. But there are 4 methods to do this, as I have told. So the first method is to have the bind function. So one of the assignment is there, if you want to do the assignment, is to learn about the bind method. How the bind method bind this. So one of the way is, so let me do one thing, let me uncomment it, because we're going to solve this. Okay, so first method is this dot handle click dot bind this with this method itself. So I'll do this bind this and save it, and see, now I will come here and hello JavaScript is done, and binding is now working. This is working fine. Why this is working fine, and we have some have it is as perfectly. Okay, binding here, binded here. This is the method number 1. Okay, so let us look at the method number 2. Okay, method number 2 is the method which we have seen earlier. Okay, method which we have seen earlier. So we are going to look into that, and that method is button and click and on click. It's like this, handle click and this dot handle click equal to this dot handle click to bind this. Okay, so we are binding it like this, and then and again it will be working fine. It will be working fine, and this is coming perfectly, and it is working fine. So this is the method number 2. So let us learn about the good methods, means the arrow methods we will learn about. So one of the arrow method is like this button. So but this is the method, this is not the method which I will tell you to follow. Tell you to follow something this, something different. Okay, so click is there, and on click is like we are calling the arrow function from here only. Okay, we're calling the arrow function from here only. So this dot handle click, and I will call it from here only, like this, and save it, and right click, it is working fine. Okay, and it is working fine. So we are doing it from here, but the main way is not this also. Okay, I should have removed this thing anyway. Anyways, it was not working. Okay, so the main way is not this. The main way is, I'll show the main way. So let me uncomment it, because we are going to use this thing. So we are not going to touch this thing, and this is the main way, and you should always do this way only. So we are not going to touch from here. What we are going to do, we are going to change this function itself into an arrow function, and this is the way which you should always follow, and this is the most modern way. That making the arrow function, what happens is this belongs to the arrow function only. So this is one of the benefit of arrow function, so you should always use the arrow function. And if I do that, and maybe yeah, this also I've done. Okay, so if I do that, and if I click it, and it will be JavaScript, and it will be working fine. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to learn about a very important topic here. So what happens in React, we have a data flow in one direction. Okay, so one way data binding also, you can say, and all. So Angular is much better in that it has got a two-way data binding also. So what happens in React, data flows from a parent to the children. It's never flow from the children to the parent, and we've seen that in the props. So I'm talking about props. From data flows from the parent to the children. And but what if you want to flow the data from the children to the parent, means if you want to pass the data flow or pass the data from the children to the parent, it's a bit tricky in Reactor. But there is an issue, there is a way to do, there is a trick or whatever you say. It's, even the React people also have created that trick. So that is through a callback function. Okay, so how we do that? So passing the data from the children to the parent. Okay, we'll learn about that, passing the data from the children to the parent. So I'll come back here. Here I'll come, and parent component of JS I do, and component .js I'll do, parent component.js and child component.js I'll do. Okay, so here again we are going to have a RCC and export default parent component. Okay, export default parent component, and here what we are going to do, we will have a rconst in this dot state, and parent name, there is something known as parent name is there, and raw input senior, Robinhood senior is the parent name. Okay, state is there, and what I want to do, there will be a function known as greet parent, and let us make it an arrow function. Why make it an arrow function? The or else we'll face that issue again and again, and we don't want to do that thing. From now onwards, we are going to take it as arrow function. So alert is there, and hello, this is a restricted parent name we are going to do. Okay, but the thing is that I'm just not going to call this function from here. So what's the use case? We know how to call this function from here through a button click and all those things, but what we are going to do now, so first thing first, let me save it, and let me have this now. Parent component like this, save it, and anyways nothing will be shown. Okay, so what I'm going to have, okay, I have a child component also I have created already, and this child component, it's okay to have it as a functional component, because we are not going to add any state or something here. The child component I will have here, and here I will have a button as greet parents. You might have understood what I'm going to do. We are going to use this button. When you're clicking this function button, this function should run. Okay, so let us first add this child component first. Here, child component is added. So child component is added. Save it. Child component is added here. Now, child component added. Anyways, this grid parent button is been shown. Just the grid parent button is been shown. Okay, so once you click this, I want this to be done, this parent component to be done. So how do I do that? So the first thing which I need to do is, from the parent component, what I need to do is to in this I have to pass a props. So again I have to pass a props, but props name can be anything. So you might see a lot of time the props name people keep it as same, but I don't believe in keeping it same. Okay, because it creates confusion. Okay, grid handler, so you can keep it as same also. What I'm telling you'll understand. Grid handler is equal to this dot grid parent. So this dot grid parent is the function name. So I'm passing a props grid handler. Okay, and this is what this is, this dot grid parent. When this props will do something to this props, and then this dot grid parent, this function will run. Okay, so let me save it, and next let me go to the child component here. Child component, I'm going to first get the props I will get, and then on click. So I will have an on click handler. On click handler will be there, and on click handler will be props dot greet handler. Props dot greet handler. Props dot greet handler. Save it. Go back. Close this, and greet parent will get me that alert box. Hello Robin Hood Senior. This alert box is this firing this alert box. So this is how we can do the callback function. Okay, so callback thing we can do callback function, but we are still not passing the data. We are still not passing the data. So as I told, we'll pass the data from the child to the parent. So let us pass some data from the child. So passing some data from to the child to a function. So this is actually doing a function call. So we are going to use that thing. Okay, so here I'll do so the thing junior. Right, so like this I'll do, but if I want to pass some parameters here, I have to make it like this. So always if you want to pass some parameter, you have to call it like this. Okay, so I will call it like this from the child. So this is, and I'm passing some parameter, and what will happen, I can use this parameter here, and maybe as a child. So see, okay, I'll do like this also. Okay, so I'm passing, this is the actual data which is getting passed here, and here I can do like anything, like from dollar child, from dollar child I do, and this is the thing which I'm getting. Okay, so I'll come back here, grid parent, hello Ramesh Senior from so this thing junior. So this is the main thing, I'm passing the data. Actually I'm passing the data, so this thing junior, from a child component to a parent component. Yeah, it is necessary, at least for the next 4 5 years. It is very much necessary to learn class based component. Unless you are planning to do all freelancing, then don't go for class based component. But if you're planning to work in any company, then no, there might be a project which is started 3 4 years back, and that's why class based component are very much required. And if you don't do class based component, how you'll understand how good functional based components are. I know a lot of YouTube channels are there, they just start with a functional component. But what happened means, all the projects I have worked, even the newer projects, they will all are class based component only. Nobody in the industry uses that much functional component as they show in the YouTube videos. So it is good that if you are starting your own company, it is more than good that don't use class based component, and you're creating a product on yourself. It is good, but if you're, even if it is like 2020, and also if some product has started, there are 90% chance that it is started with a class based component. And most enterprise level projects go for 10 more than 10 years. That's one of the biggest reason that no problem, that it's one of the biggest reason that React never means uh, gave out the class based component like Angular did one mistake. So React never did that, and its class based components will always be there. Okay, so that is there. So this is done, this is done. Okay. Okay. So the next thing which we are going to learn is we are going to learn how to style React components. Okay, so we are going to learn how to style React components. So there are 3 ways to style React component, 2 3 ways, and we are going to learn about the main ways only, because we are going to learn everything a bit faster way. Okay, so okay, so let's start with the thanks Chetan. Okay, yeah, class-based component. Even React is slowly moving towards functional component. Everybody is moving toward hooks. Hooks are the greatest, and will any project you start today, you should start with hooks only. But you should know class-based component, because if I have taken a lot of I've taken more than 1,000 interviews for front-end developer. If someone doesn't know class-based component, he will be. I'm not hiring. So there are some ways, a lot of ways to create style sheet in React. So most common way is this only. See, I have done this import app.css, and there is app.css. So this is like just HTML only, HTML CSS. So this is the most common way to do the CSS. Okay, so so let us do those things, and we'll learn about a very good way also. So one more thing is there. Okay, let me tell it here itself. Why to go somewhere else? A parent component is there. Okay, parent component, child component is there. So one way you saw that I'm just doing the CSS like that. So that is one of the way. Okay, so let us see another way, and that way is known as the inline way. So inline css also we can do. So what is inline css? So let us understand that inline css. Okay, okay, let us add some style to this button itself, and it doesn't matter you are using a class-based component or functional component, it doesn't matter. So as I've told, one way is to do this with this app.css. The other way is through inline. So inline is there in html also. Html also we have inline css. Okay, so there also we have a style tag, but there's something is different from here, and here we use a lot of camel casing and all those things. So let us understand that. So suppose this button I want to style, button is very bland and all, it is not looking good. So let us style it here. So I will do a const button style, anything. Button style is very big word. btn style, btn style I'll do equal to an object I'm going to do, and maybe a bit of padding of 20 px. So see the first difference. I will do one thing. I'll open it. First difference. So this is app.css just like any other file. Okay. So first difference is coming here only. So this padding I am giving it inside a quote. Nowhere the padding or something you give it inside a quote. So I have to give it inside a quote. I am giving it here. Okay, like a string. And the next thing is that, see, if I have some other property, I am giving this semicolon, but here I have to give a comma. I have to give a comma, and then maybe background color I will change. Okay, and another difference, background color, this is not dash here like this dash here. This is like camel casing here. Okay, and maybe border none, and maybe color is I don't know what is that color. Oh, this I have done. Let us see how it is look. So I want to add the style to it. Okay, so how I add the style? It is like style equal to, and here we are going to do this btn style. Btn style I'm going to do, save it, and if I go back, okay, it's looking very bad. It's looking very bad actually. Color should be brown maybe. cursor pointer, and actually border radius should always be there. Border radius. Again, the border radius, I'm taking it like this, and this is actually a bit more. It should be 16. It's okay. And let's see, font size is 12px. Okay. Okay. Okay, whatever, it is looking good. Okay, so whatever it is there, so this is like this, and actually I don't like this color. It should be, it's better to have it as yellow. Is much better than this. Okay, so that is there how we can do this style. Okay, so there is another way. Instead of doing this like this button style, so I can have something more like this. Let me have a child component, and here I will have a style directly, actually style directly. And what I'm going to have here, see, this whole object, in a way I can copy this and pass it here. So that is what I'm doing. So I will have a double this thing, and so it is like adding this object here only. So background color is maybe gray. Background color is gray, and color is not white. Why it is taking white? Color is like brown. Okay. It is like right. Okay, so let me save it and see. It is like this. It is coming. So yeah, so it is working fine. So this is the another way. Okay, and there is a way known as style component, which is a very good way. You should check that out. Style component, that's a very good way, which you should check it out. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to learn about something known as control component. It is very important. As I have told, I think earlier also, forms are one of the most important things in everything. Be it a JavaScript project, be it a React project, forms are very important. And forms actually work in a different way in React. Okay, forms work in a totally different way in React. That's, we need to understand how the forms work, and forms are also known as control component. So let us do that. Forms now. Okay, and we come here and create a demo form.js, demo form.js, and then uh, class-based component, because we are learning class-based component. Okay, and class-based component will go till tomorrow. After that, and then 2 days of hook-based component. And I have a lot of projects on my channel, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to do some projects and all. Okay, projects and all. So then the people who do the project will get a chance to do my web app development boot camp. And but there is something else also with that. Those who have done it is only for, there are 15 people who are consistent and who are doing that css workshop also, and we have done either css workshop or javascript workshop. And in addition to that, they do this reactjs workshop and do the assignment. They will get chance to attend my boot camp, my boot camp, which is starting on 15th. Okay, which is starting on 15th Jan. It's a complete it's my main thing, means it's a weekend boot. It's a weekend boot camp. So 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. IST, and a lot of people are eligible for this. See, there is someone known as Aditya Singh. He's also eligible for that. But the thing is that you have to complete the assignment also. Just seeing it is not enough. I want you to learn from it and complete the assignment also. Then you will be eligible. And maybe around 6 7 people will get a chance to do that. And that boot camp cost around 10,000 rupees. It's a 1.5 month long boot camp. And you can see the detail in the description. There is a detail. You can see the courses. The detail will be there. Okay, that is like that. So like this. So I will do the demo form now. Okay, And then again this demo form, our const is there, and this is like we'll give the email, actually email I'll give, okay. So just like any form, we are going to have this dot state, which is email, and then inside here, okay, let us also add this demo form. Save it. So this demo form is there, the state is there, and then what we are going to have here, we are going to have this email thing. So how to do this email thing, okay? So the first thing which we are going to have is a state which is having an email, and now we are going to have this, and div label is there. Okay, see, for the for we have HTML for this, I've told earlier also. Okay, so email, it is just a thing like this. Okay, email I'll do. Okay, and input input type equal to text, and id equal to user name. So id should not username, I'm doing something else. Email, and value is this dot state dot email. Okay, and in React we always have to close it like self-closing thing. So it is like this, and why I'm giving this div, I don't know. I have to wrap it in a form. I'm using this div because it should come in a different line, nothing else is there. So I'll wrap everything in a form, this wrapping everything in this form, and like label HTML for, and type is text, and it is okay, type is text. Okay, and all these things are there. So the thing is that I will save it, and I will think that okay, I've done everything, the state and all I have changed, so this should work. I will think that okay, state and all I've done, this should work, and go back, email is there, and then I will type the email. See, I'm typing it actually. Okay, I'm here and I'm typing it. It is not coming. It is not coming. Why it is not coming? So there is a issue. Why it is not coming? Okay, and this is how we will do React form. So the issue is that although I'm typing it, but and this dot state is also changing. But as we have learned earlier, this dot state is changing. The value is this dot state. So in React, we have to give the value as this dot state. Okay, this is changing, but what is happening that this component is not re-rendering, and we've seen that issue earlier also. It will re-render only when we use the this dot set state. When we use the this dot set state, only then it will re-render. So what we are going to do here we are going to come here, and on change equal to this dot handle change. I'll do okay, handle change is very generic. Handle email change, I'll do this one, handle email change, and then I'll come here, handle email change, and this will be an arrow function which will take event, maybe event, because we have to do this, we have to use this event. Okay, so this will take the event, and then this dot set state email is e dot target value. E dot target value is the thing which will contain whatever we are going to do, whatever we are going to type, it will contain that. So whatever, see what is happening, value is this the state dot email. So first the value is like null, value is like null, or empty string. Okay, empty string. Then what is happening, suppose I type a, suppose I type n, and on change will fire at this time, on change will fire, and this will go to this dot handle change, and on change will fire, n is there. So n email will now become n. and will be email will become and this dot set state will re-render this thing. It will be re-rendered, and then what will be done, this dot state dot email will be shown as n. So this is a complete cycle like of a thing. And there is a very good diagram. Let me show the diagram. Okay, so this is like this, it will work like this, and it will come from here, and as I made it like it is go here. So this is like what it is works in React. Now you'll see, come back here. Have I saved it? Yeah, have I saved it? Now I can type N A B, anything I can type. So it is working fine. So this is how it works in React. So this is the first thing, but now let us add some more things and we'll understand a bit more. And if I will add, and now I will add a label, and HTML for is comment. So now we will learn a bit of different type of things. So like I'm going to learn about text area, and id is comment. So because HTML for is comment, and then here value is equal to this dot state dot comment. Okay, so one thing I forgot, this comment is again, I have to come here and I have to create the same song and dance we are going to do again. And I have created it here, and this does handle comment change is there. And handle comment change, as you might have guessed, it will be like this dot set state is comment is like this, is e dot state target dot value. And if I save it, and if I come here, and it is also working, and it is also working. The text area is also working fine. So this is there. So let us understand one more thing, uh, which is like the option. And on your own you can see the checkbox under radio boxes and all those things. I'm going to show the drop down thing. So that we are going to do, and we are going to do div, and here again label is like HTML for is language, and it's like language. Now I will come here and I will create a language, and language will be React. I'm giving it React for a reason. React for a reason. Okay, we'll understand that why I'm giving it React. So language is like this, and drop down is with select value is this dot state dot language, and on change is this dot handle language change. Okay, so same thing will here, and options will be inside of it. So options will be like option React is React, option Angular is Angular, anything you can do. Option view is view, and select I will complete it like this. Okay, so this three it is okay, more than enough. So let me save it, and why it is coming in like this. Okay, so that is there. And handle change, as you might have guessed, it is exactly the same. So handle language change equal to e, and this dot state dot language is equal to e dot target dot value. And now save it and come back here. So it is, see, I've did it React, so that React is selected. So whatever I'll do, so value, as I've told earlier, the value for the option is very important, because it is something which goes to the backend also. So if I do it like this, Angular, the initial value is Angular, it will choose Angular by default. Okay, so now the last thing which we are going to see is to do the submit. So for that we'll create a button of submit, or input type submit, we can do anything is there. But the thing is that type should be submit, and generally we would submit it like this only. And the form we have on submit button, we never have it on a button. Inside a form we should never have it we can have it, but we should never have it, because then some default features of a button type submit will lose, like the enter keyword, enter button will not work. So those who don't know, any form, HTML form, we can submit without clicking the button, submit button also. If it is of type submit, just enter everything and press enter, it will be submitted. Okay, so that is there. So the last thing which we are going to do is the button is submit, and it is like type equal to submit. Just typing to submit. I have to come up here and on submit. Again, everything is camel case in React. Okay, on submit use this dot handle submit is a perfect name. You can take any name. This dot handle submit I'll do, and I come here, and this dot handle submit is like e will be there. And as I've told earlier, okay, let me not do that thing, and I'll show a very big issue here. Okay, so this e dot prevent default is there, which you have to do. We have seen that in the HTML form also. It is very important. And let us do a console.log of what we'll do. Okay, I'll do for everything. It is let me do this dot state. This dot state is more than enough. So okay, why I'm doing this dot state will contain everything. Okay, so I'm a bit lazy. Okay, so I will just comment it out and show the issue. Okay, comment this out. E dot set default is there, and as I told, it's much this issue is much greater in React. So React depends on all the states and all those things, and if the browser get refreshed, everything will be gone. Okay, let me open the console because we're going to get in the console only. And I don't know what it is. Default value. Sometimes this warnings. Okay, no problem. Now main gmail.com. This is I'm going to do submit. And actually see this thing, it refreshed and everything got away. So that's why e dot prevent default is very much required, so that the default function of refreshing it should not work. This is a HTML problem, not a React problem. Okay, now this will work, and I'll do for React and see I'm getting the console of the state. All of these things I'm getting, and this is how it is there. So what we are going to do here now, we are going to end here today, because the thing, okay, so one thing I just forgot to give. Sorry. Mark your attendance here. So all of you mark your attendance here. So I just forgot to give this attendance sheet, and mark your attendance here quickly. So yeah, so we'll end here, and what we are left with tomorrow, let me check it out quickly, because you all fill the attendance form till that time. So we are going to learn about life cycle method, which is very important thing. And life cycle methods were a pain in a class based component, a very big pain in class based component, and they got over in the hook based component. But what they got over, it is very important to learn the lifecycle method to understand how React works, how React starts, means how when the constructor runs, there are some other lifecycle methods also. Because when we are going to do hooks, we are going to replace those lifecycle methods only. So if I say, if you directly learn hooks, I will say that okay, this because there is one hooks known as the use effect hook, which replaces all lifecycle method. If I say that I am using the use effect in the component did mount way. So if you don't know class based component, what is component did mount? I don't know what is component did mount. If I say that I have to run the use effect hook in the component did update mode, so this is like a mode. Okay, so how you are going to learn about that? What is the mode? Okay, so lifecycle matters. The main thing which we are going to learn tomorrow is the lifecycle matters. And let me see, means tomorrow we are going to complete this thing. Okay, let me see life cycle methods. We are going to learn about reps also tomorrow. Reps are in both class based component and hook based component, and reps are very important. And okay, so that is there. And lastly, we are going to learn about context API. Again, a very important topic, context API. Okay. And lastly, we are going to learn about the how to do HTTP call with React. So all of this are class-based component. As I've told, we are going to start the hook-based component after that. So tomorrow, lifecycle matter, reps, context API is in both class-based and hook-based. Both you can use it everywhere. Okay, and last is fetching the data, which is one of the most important thing. So you need the extension for VS Code, which I use. Okay. Let me, yeah, if someone is asking, so let me take them through. And meanwhile, everybody can fill the attendance form. Okay, so let me actually make it a bit smaller. It is not being shown. So the thing is that why it is asking me, is required. Okay. So auto rename tag I am using, so it is very good. And like this one tag, if I change like this div to something, it will change the other parts. Auto rename ES6 snippet I can do. So Mahira, you just see this video again, you will understand. So this is the second thing. I'm taking it slow. So snippet, this is the snippet. GitHub Copilot I use, but most of you cannot use it because all those it is giving, it is in preview version and not all the people have got access to it. GitHub Copilot, so it gives me some cool nice shortcuts anyway, so I use it extensively, GitHub Copilot. But most of you might not get it, just try to get it, it is awesome, it understand your coding. Then I use this indent rainbow, so you might have seen this thing like this colors like this tab, this is coming from this intent range, but this is also very good extension. Live server I use for HTML CSS JavaScript project. MDX you should not, yeah, it is okay, I have a blog site with MDX. Tab 9, this was the AI engine which I was using before GitHub Copilot, that you can also use, but I'm still using it because it is free to use, and it also sometimes gives some cool suggestions. So I'm using it. I was using some view also, so that is okay. So these are the main thing which I mean. Nowadays, what happened in VS Code, most of the extensions are already there. So you don't need much. I think you need this one only. Auto rename you might need, and indent rainbow and live server. Only this much you require. Most of the extensions which were very good 1 or 2 years back, what VS Code team had done, they had made it the main feature of VS Code, and maybe they have given the extension developer some money or something. I don't know about that. So hope it is okay. I hope everyone has filled the attendance. Sorry, I gave it a bit late, but I have spent another 5-10 minutes. Okay. So with this, I will end today's stream. Tomorrow is we're going to complete the class-based component, and after that, I think even if some time is there, I will start with the hook-based component if some time is there. Okay, and I'm ending it here, and see you all tomorrow. Okay, same time.